welcome to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we're here to open your mind.
Good life. In a different land. What it brings, yeah. What it brings. Living a good life. 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 Living a good life, y'all. In a different lane now. Hey, come on. Hey, come on.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. We are delivering the good life this morning because we are going to secure your future in one way or another. I have a great show for you today. I'm really actually excited. We have a couple surprises today because the Good Life Radio Show is brought to you by none other than L&R Security, and we actually have the owner, Mr. Ed Robinson, on. He will be here for the first segment, so I'm really excited about that. We also have Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. You know, there's a lot of grads right now, and so we're talking about securing your future. But there's a lot of tips and tricks that grads are going to have to deal with right now that I think we can all kind of learn from. And last but not least, our last segment, y'all, I have a new segment on Mondays for us. I'm really excited about this. You know, we had such a great response to Pastor Henry Bolden he's been on 2 shows, and we had such a great response to him. You know, people were inboxing him asking, you know, how could they reach out and how could they talk to him? And we're like, you know what? Let's just bring him for all to get all of the information on a regular basis. So we're going to have a regular motivational Monday segment. It will be the last segment of every Monday. It will be Motivational Monday with Henry Bolden. So we're really excited about that. So we have a brand new show for you. We have all kind of stuff going on because this is the good life. So we have Mr. Ed Robinson of L&R Security on the line with you right now. Good morning, Mr. Robinson. How are you?
Good morning. Good morning. How are you doing?
I am excited. I was out at Bayou Boogaloo this weekend, and I saw those famous gold shirts out there. I was like, I know what company that is.
Yes, indeed. This is our first year. We had an opportunity. We met with the client. He saw the job that we were doing at Jazz Fest and decided to give us an opportunity. And everything went very well.
Yeah, they were holding it down. I they checked my bag and made sure I was good and everything. So I really felt safe going to the festival. So I was really excited to see you all over there. I was like, that's my people.
Well, festivals are unfortunately a great thing, but it's also, you got to be very careful because it could be another opportunity for a terrorist.
Absolutely.
To just drop a bomb. You never know. So everybody's getting more security conscious. And people want to come to New Orleans. They want to enjoy themselves.
Right.
And we want to be a part of that safety. That people will use our services because of what we do at Jazz Fest when you got 80,000 people a day coming in. So we really appreciate that opportunity. How are you doing?
I'm good. Well, I feel safe because if you can take care of 80,000 people a day, I know you can take care of me or my small business or my neighborhood or my community, because I've been watching L&R Security over the past couple years, and you all have really started growing. And I said you said that there's a couple new things that you all are doing right now. What is that?
Well, we're doing more event type security besides our regular. So we've divided the company into two groups, special events and regular security. We do federal and regular security. Most of the events that are taking place here, and we do some work in Baton Rouge on the event side. We've also kind of expanded a little bit into Fort Lauderdale, doing some work down there similar to that. But we're also working on building our room that we can do monitoring. It's been a little, have a little challenge, but, financially we're going to work it out. So, because that's the wave of the future.
Absolutely.
Even though you have an alarm system, which is great to have, but you still need to have somebody who can monitor it. But we believe in responding to those, because you can have an alarm system and you can have it all set up and got all the bells and whistles. But by the time you get there, or by the time PD gets there, the crime is happening and gone.
Absolutely.
And just like the hijackers and things that are going on right now. it's good to catch them on camera, but the thing happens already, and it's gone already. So we still feel as though that having a physical presence or having the ability to actually go out and respond to it is a better way. Yeah.
Having that physical presence, personally makes me safe. When I see somebody in an L&R security, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm good. Like seriously, having that presence, in your small business, somebody standing at the front door, or roaming if you have property management, or roaming the property, or just like you said at events, checking the bags and things of that nature, or even y'all even have ventured out into neighborhood policing, correct?
Oh yeah, we're one of our clients is the Lake Willow subdivision where we actually patrol. And we have several clients where we actually have physical patrol, car patrol, where we actually, it's officer friendly.
Yes, we need more of those.
Clients get to know you, people get to know you. And we actually have the guard to be friends with the people that live in the community. So therefore, not only that, we're on the cell phone that a client can call us and say, hey, I'm coming home late. Can your car be at such and such address?
Oh, wow.
And we do those kinds of community response things for the people that we work for.
Right. Well, that's amazing because, Mr. Ed, and this is funny. It's funny, not funny. I really, and I say this on the air all the time, I really stopped reading the newspaper and I stopped watching the news because as you scroll through it, all you see are all of these crimes that are being committed. And I'm like, what can we do to make our community safer? And one thing is stepping up our security service. So we can talk the talk, but y'all really do it every day and hands-on.
Yeah, I mean, you need all of the tools that you got today.
Right.
You need the cameras because, you may miss some, the cameras will catch them. But you also need to be able to respond to it, have your community at least call the guard and say, hey, look, I think we got a problem on 8th Street. You need to go over here and see what's going on. Cameras are the new wave of the future, but the point is, even with cameras, it only takes the pictures. You still got to respond to it or have someone to respond to it.
Right.
And even though our NOPD are the finest, they can't be everywhere,
Right. Right. And I know we have a lot of small business owners that listen. What type of services can you provide our small business owners? Or even we have a lot of general contractors who listen right now. What services can you provide to them? Because, once you start putting your money into, a project, you don't want to find, your copper and all this other stuff missing. So what type of services can L&R Security, provide for them? Well,
we're on 1, 2, 3, at least 15 contracts that we're doing with contractors overnight because they put their equipment out there. They order the windows, they order the building supplies, and they would really like to have somebody there to actually look at them. So we come together because also putting all that equipment out, we got to know that equipment is there.
Right. I don't want to order windows twice. That's the last thing I want to do. I did not put that in the budget.
That's correct. And most of the times, contractors don't put security in the budget because they don't feel they need it until the last minute. All of a sudden, something happens. Then they said, "Oh, well, look, we need you, but we didn't have it in the budget." Well, then we got to come and figure out a way for it to get in the budget.
Right.
We're working with a couple of hoteliers that are remodeling. That we're on Canal Street, that we're doing some stuff with. We just about finishing up the VA, where we've been with the VA for about 5 years on their new construction, But people know they need to have it, And it's just like anything else. You don't go to the doctor until you feel the pain.
Of course.
The doctor that told you, hey, look, you need to come in for this checkup. Well, I don't need to do that. Well, the same thing with security. Until something happens, then you don't feel you need it.
Right.
Then once it happens, then you say, okay, what can we do? All right, then we need to get a team in. Okay, maybe it's cameras along with physical security,
Exactly.
So, but people normally don't do things until they react to something.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up because you also offer security consulting services. So say, I'm building something or I have a new business or something's going on and I just don't know what type of security that I need. I can call you and you can consult me on that and kind of give me different options?
Yeah, that's the truth. We can consult you and come in and look at it and say, you know what, I think you need some cameras, and then we'll bring out people in who does that service. And then they can, along with us, we'll come together and develop a plan for you, especially if it's your home.
Yes.
Anything larger than that, we also recommend physical security,
Absolutely. I mean, especially, when you're out at night, those businesses who are open later into the evening, even to secure their employees who are, closing at night. We've seen a rash of robberies like that who are, kind of getting the staff at night. So you would even provide that type of evening security?
Yeah. What we would really like is, say you got 4 or 5 businesses in that community, or maybe we could set up some type of patrol service for those 4 or 5 businesses or 6 businesses in that short area so that, people know that we're actually there. And we do have a relationship with PD that if there's a serious deal, we can call the police in while we're there. Because, it takes time for them to get there. They're reactive, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's because they don't know the issue is going to happen. Our job is prevent it, is about being there along with them. Right.
Well, that's good information to know that you would work with, a group of businesses or like the neighborhood businesses. So if some person called you and you're like, okay, well, we can put together a plan for the community so we can take care of the community. That's good information to know that you're kind of not going it alone, that you'd make a presence for, everyone.
That's correct. And be patrol and be a physical lad, and another thing is, you could call me and say, okay, hey man, I haven't seen your car. Well, let's go out, because all of our cars are GPS.
Oh.
So we know where our car's at all times, and if the car's supposed to be in the community, we have a grid that's drawn up. So we know where that car is at all times, and we got a dispatcher, so you call the dispatcher, and we can do it. But there's also a phone in the car with the security officer so that you may reach him directly. And the thing about it, next thing is, you got LNR Security himself, my cell number, that if something not going right, because this is a group thing, this is a family thing, this is a business thing. It's not the guard company against the community against the guard. How do we make this thing work? And what are you looking for out of a guard company?
Right.
That's the big thing is, people don't know what they're looking for. They just hire somebody and just say, okay, hey, you're the car. No. We need to sit and say, okay, now what do we want out of this? Mm-hmm. Okay? And together as a team, come up with post orders or what you're actually looking for. Mm-hmm. Because don't hire something or don't put something and then all of a sudden you know what, that's not what I wanted.
Right.
And that's because we didn't sit down and talk about it. Okay?
And speaking of looking for people that you wanted, I know you may be hiring right now armed and unarmed guards, correct?
Yes, we are looking for armed guards at all times because, in our business, we're always constantly getting new contracts. And unfortunately, the way the system is, all armed guards have to have a yellow card, and the yellow card has to come through PD, and it takes time for that process to work. Even though you're state certified in the parish of Orleans, if you're armed, you also have to have a yellow card from the city of New Orleans to work in the parish.
Gotcha.
So, unlike the rest of the state, as long as you're certified by the state, then you can be armed. But we like the twofold because that's a double background check on the guards, so we know we're doing due diligently on security.
So if someone listening right now, and I know there are a lot of people listening right now who need your services, how can they contact you?
They may contact us at 504-943-3191. 504-943-3191. And they will put you with either myself or with ops managers or the person that will deal with events or regular security.
Well, that is perfect, you all. And if you're looking into L&R Security, or you're looking for, some type of, comfort, make sure you go online. You can do it right now at lrsecurity.com. That's lrsecurity.com. You can see all of their list of services: site managers, roving supervisors, ushers, ticket takers, consulting service, uniform security. Y'all, they do it all. Make sure you reach out to lrsecurity.com, and you can give them a call right now at 504-943-3191. That's 504-943-3191. And you can also find their information on our Facebook page. That is The Good Life Radio Show. We will be right back with Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises. This is The Good Life, y'all. We are securing you today.
Monday through Friday from 4 to 6 in the afternoon. The Grapevine will be informing, encouraging, and educating the inhabitants of the greatest city on earth. I'm your host, Braylon B. Banks, and I hope you'll please join us on The Grapevine on WBOK 1230 AM. Real talk for real times.
Hi, I'm Henry Jolly, your relationship expert and nationally certified counselor. Everyone at some point in their life goes through struggles. I am a firm believer that people have the ability to will themselves into good situations, but sometimes they may need some assistance. Being a loving husband, father, and successful businessman, while having a passion for the counseling profession, has allowed me to gain experience with a variety of these struggles. Let's work together to achieve your individual, family, or marital potential. Come and see me at the New Orleans Growth Center, located at 3712 MacArthur Boulevard on the West Bank in Suite 209. You can reach me at 504-259-8671 or by email, which is henry.jolly@yahoo.com. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, the President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen@tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development, 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127, 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
Gentile Italian Pie is home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentile Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentile Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax, have a drink, drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap, while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabou for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Marabou in Gentili.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
When I got hit in a car accident, the insurance company tried to give me less than I knew I deserved. I called Maurice Reed Jr. He got me $150,000.
I'm Maurice Reed Jr. If you got hit in a car accident, call me, 488-HELP.
You are now listening to the radio station that's keeping it real. WBOK 1230 AM, where it's real talk for real times.
Good morning, and welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday, and we are here to open your mind. We just had a wonderful conversation with Edward Robinson of L&R Security. Y'all, Mr. Ed has been a wonderful supporter of the Good Life radio show, and I really want to make sure we get out his message because it is so important. This show is about securing our future, and he does that every single day with L&R Security. So if you have any security needs, whether it be your business, your neighborhood, construction site, whatever it may be, give them a call at 504-943-3191. That's 504-943-3191. And if you are looking for a job, they are definitely looking for armed guards right now. And you can also give them a call at 504-943-3191. Or if you're in the car and you can't remember, just remember L&R Security, lrsecurity.com, because that is the good life. Now we're about to roll into our next segment because we're talking about securing our future. And that's exactly what Kenneth Barnes of KB Enterprises does every single day. He helps people to secure their future. Or at least you encourage them strongly, right, Kenneth?
Absolutely. That's exactly right. It's my hope for everyone.
Oh, gosh. It's so funny because I actually sent you an article from Time magazine. It was regarding the new college grads guide to money. And I was like, you know what? We're talking about, everybody's graduating right now, and sometimes our kids just don't understand enough about money. So sometimes we need to remind them. But I think we need those same reminders that we give them because the cycle doesn't really end, does it, Kenneth?
It doesn't. It really it kind of repeats itself. And unless we address it early and break that cycle, take purposeful action to break the cycle, it won't change.
Well, that's what the Good Life is all about because we are trying to break the cycle because there's so many, college graduates right now who, are stepping out on their own with $30,000 in debt. That's like the average debt right now when a student graduates from college. And, you're starting out in the hole, which is, scary for some kids who've never had debt in their lives. And you're like, ugh, $30,000? You're like, this weight is just sitting on your shoulders. And I know there have a lot of you listening out there like, yeah, I'm carrying that weight and more right now. So, right, you're laughing, but I'm sure you talk to people every day, right, Kenneth?
Yeah, all the time. Again, because $30,000 is on the light side.
Ugh, that's kind of scary. So there were a couple questions that grad students asked regarding, tackling different aspects of their financial experiences. So I'm going to ask those to you, Kenneth, because you're the advisor. You know what's going on. So I'm going to ask you these, and you can kind of guide us a little bit. So one of the first questions was, you get out of school, you have debt. What do they want to do? They want to tackle their student loans. So they say, how much of their salary should they devote to paying off their student loans? Like, how do you tackle it when you sit back, you get your first bill, and you're like $30,000. You're like, okay, but I have to eat, I have to pay rent, I have to live. So how do you prioritize taking care of that loan as well as yourself?
That's a huge part of budgeting and also education. If I'm a college student, kind of young, and everybody's situation is different, but I would recommend staying as lean as possible until you can actually get well established in your career, pay out some of that debt. For example, if I can still stay at home, just because I graduated from college don't mean I have to leave unless you're in a situation where they kind of give you signs to leave.
Right.
And we've got to recognize those. And if I'm in that situation, one of the things I still consider is maybe having a roommate.
Because they're right. You know somebody.
You get a house and all that. Yes, chill for a second. Get your money up. Get your weight up. Get your experience up in a job. You may get into that job and realize I didn't think this is not what I thought it was going to be.
Right. You were already used to a roommate in college at some point, so you might as well just stick with the program.
That's right. Why
Get your money tight and keep doing it. But you know what? And then, you're both working on a plan together, so you can, kind of bounce something off of each other. And just like we say, find that 5. So obviously make sure it's someone who's motivated as well and is on the same grind that you're on, right?
That's right, because you can't come home and everybody's partying and you're trying to get your career off the ground and you're focused, and the rest of them just chilling on your bed while you're working all day and responsible. So you got to be somebody like-minded. For example, Eileen, I want to share this with a lot of people because most people don't realize this, but Ray Kroc, the guy who scaled McDonald's to what it is today, and Walt Disney worked together as ambulance drivers. They rode together.
Really?
Today. Like-minded people, absolutely.
So McDonald's and Disney, they started out together, and look where they are today.
That's right. Ambulance drivers on the hourly clock. So bigger mindsets, iron sharpening iron.
I need some iron. I need some iron to sharpen. I need a Disney rep to rub elbows with like that. That's the good life. How did they look out? Well, you know what? There was no coincidence, because obviously they rubbed off of each other and they worked it out. And that was definitely the good life for both of them. Another one of the major questions for the college grad, which is kind of a question for all of us. How do we save for major purchases, I should say? The question was, they need to drive, and when you come out of college, certain colleges, when you're a freshman, you can't even have a car, and then sometimes you just get used to the lifestyle. So sometimes saving up for a car or making a major purchase is a big deal. So how do you save up for one initially when you're just getting out of college and you already have all these other bills? What do you do?
Well, one of the biggest things too, we got to understand that our time, sometimes we have to sacrifice time, and a lot of times, if you might be in a pickup basketball league, or if you might like watching Love and Hip Hop on Mondays or other shows too, you may have to sacrifice that time to maybe get an extra job, a part-time job, to get some additional money coming in. And even while you're in college, it's a sacrifice. But I've seen where people had it hard, where they had to maybe raise families, or sometimes they didn't have families, but they had overhead. They had to work long hours plus go to school. So I always took my hat off to that, 'cause I'm like, that's not easy, but It's possible. And what it does for you is allow you to actually accumulate money to stack up over a period of time, because everything accumulates, whether it's good or bad. And when it's good things like extra money, even though it might be small hourly wages or whatever it may be part-time, it will accumulate over a period of time, and you might can go buy a car cash.
Ooh, that'd be nice. Now, that's the good life, going out and buying a car cash, because you can really change the game and change all of the tack-ons they like to add.
That's right. And plus that monthly note that you would have normally been spending, now it's additional revenue for another saving tool, or possibly use a percentage of that to cancel off some of your college debt.
And when you're looking to buy your first car, isn't that, especially coming out of school, maybe we should look at buying, maybe something that's 1 year old or on the, the pre-owned lot.
Absolutely. And I still do it. When I invested into my car that I use for the marketing a lot of times on our credit side, I brought a Nissan Versa because it was like about $10,000. They were like, do you want, power windows? I'm like, no, you got roll up. It's like, yeah, but nobody wants that. I'm like, I do, right. So I was the only one seeking that car, and they're looking at it like it was a Ferrari. And they're like, what's wrong with that dude?
You were like, show me the money.
Absolutely. $15, I was filling that tank up, and it was a smart business move because you have to understand your numbers. Any successful company or successful person know their numbers. They're not splurging like that. They're watching their pennies. Starbucks knows exactly how much each napkin costs. So that's the way we got to treat our money and look at money the same way.
So if they know how much each napkin costs, so should you. Another thing when you're coming out of college, and just like we said, this is just everyday life, budgeting for health insurance. The question was, I have health insurance through my company, so I don't need to budget for this, right? Yes or no? Or should we be shopping around?
Well, depending on the company you work for and also your situation, because sometimes you may have coverage still on your parents up to like the age 25 or so while you're still in school, so you'll still be covered under their window. But also, too, some companies may have certain benefits, and that may also be one of the things that you weigh out. If you're looking at several companies, look at their benefit packages. Do they have certain deductibles and things of that nature? Because that can actually offset what a salary is versus the benefit.
Wow.
So, I would definitely look at that because the benefits will come out your check anyway, which will adjust that salary. So that will skew your numbers a little bit.
That's very interesting. And I really love this last one that I wanted to ask you about. It's creating an emergency fund. And we talk about that so much. And actually, this is a time of year where, especially in this region, we need to open our minds to creating an emergency fund. So I really wanted to leave this last for the segment and put it on your mind. Y'all, it's hurricane season. We just have to be realistic about it. And they say that it's going to be a busy season, whether it's a tropical storm or whatever. We really need to make sure that we have some type of emergency fund available because we do not want to look back and be in the same position that we were during Katrina. So how can we start to create an emergency fund, Kenneth? Now is the time of year. I mean, you need it all year round, but really right now it's really important that we start focusing on this.
Well, it'll be small things again. We can look at our budget and kind of see exactly what we have in the budget and just look at it, analyze and say, where can I pull a little money from the existing budget? If I didn't want to get an extra job or something like that, I will look at where am I spending my money and where can I cut back? So, for example, with myself, I can easily pull a cup of Starbucks out of my budget and save that $5. I got a bunch of them in there. And I could be real with myself and say, you know what, I didn't need the one this morning that I had. I could have, had one this afternoon.
Right.
So that would have been $5 right there. And if I did that, of course, times the 30 days a month, we're looking at $150 right there. So over a 3-month period, you're looking at $450 just there in Starbucks. One cup of Starbucks that I'm cutting out of my budget, just that quick. So I can find money very, very quick in a lot of different things.
And I know I was reading here about, how can you save, especially for, the younger person who's just starting out, but this is good information for us as well. If you want to save $1,000 a year, it really breaks down to approximately about $85 a month. So if we can find $85 a month, which ends up being about $25.25 a week. Y'all, what are you spending $21 a week on? Save that money, put it somewhere else, and you would be saving up to $1,000 a year. Let it be even for Christmas, so you're not in the red, come January. Whatever the situation is, if you started and you saved $85 a month, it'd be $1,020 in a year. $1,000, $85 a month. And y'all be swiping $85 like it's nothing. So if we can think of it in terms like that, what a difference we could make.
And the accountability is one of the key things. You got to hold yourself accountable. So if it's a mate, a significant other, or your kids, have somebody you're accountable to, or you make a pledge in front of, because that would make all the difference in the world as well. Especially if it's one of your kids that you're doing it with, because as parents, we have to be credible and have character and integrity because we're teaching someone else, which forces us to be consistent. So you got to put yourself where you're in an uncomfortable situation to hold yourself accountable.
Exactly.
Like that. It makes it easier because if you just promise it to yourself, you'll lie to yourself.
Exactly. And I'm glad you said that, Kenneth, because that's really what this segment is all about. We're talking about securing our future. We're also talking about securing our children's future. And there are things that, they should be learning when they're getting out of college right now that we can still apply. So if we take some of these, tips and tools and we use it with our kids, we're tightening up ourselves, but we're also, making sure that they have more of a secure future, because that is the good life. So we wanted to end all of our financial segments from now until eternity with a money affirmation for the week. So, Kenneth, what is our money affirmation for the week?
The money affirmation for this week is, I am a money magnet.
Oh, yes, Lord, I am. I am a money magnet. I am a money magnet. So all of you, repeat that throughout the day, throughout the week. Anytime that your mind goes wandering, think of that phrase, I am a money magnet. We are going to create the good life. And Kenneth, if they want to contact you, how can they do that?
504-577-4139. That's 504-577-4139.
I'm going to give that number again. That's 504-577. Give it. Where do you go?
4139.
4139. 504-577-4139. Y'all, I'm all over the place this one. 577-4139. And you can also go to our social media platform, The Good Life Radio Show, at TGL Radio Show on Instagram or Twitter. And Kenneth's information will be there, because that is The Good Life. Make sure you also follow him on Facebook, KB Enterprises, because that is The Good Life. We will be back with Henry Bolden on Motivational Monday. Stay tuned, y'all.
Hi, this is Leatrice Hollins, and I want to invite you to join OT and I every Tuesday from 2 to 3. We're going to talk about real estate investment, home ownership, and economic development. So we're not talking about just living. We're talking about better living. Only on WBOK, where it's real talk for real times.
Hi, I'm Henry Jolly, your relationship expert and nationally certified counselor. Everyone at some point in their life goes through struggles. I'm a firm believer that people have the ability to will themselves into good situations, but sometimes they may need some assistance. Being a loving husband, father, and successful businessman while having a passion for the counseling profession has allowed me to gain experience with a variety of these struggles. Let's work together to achieve your individual, family, or marital potential. Come and see me at the New Orleans Growth Center, located at 3712 MacArthur Boulevard on the West Bank in Suite 209. You can reach me at 504-259-8671 or by email, which is henry.jolly@yahoo.com. Thanks for your time, and I'm looking forward to working with you soon.
Gentili Italian Pies, home to the $5 Family Happy Hour. Specials on pizza, wings, and drinks, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. Gentili Italian Pie does fresh for the entire family. Salads, pizza, pasta, wings, and oven-baked sandwiches. Gentili Italian Pie offers lunch and dinner in a new, modern atmosphere surrounded by big screen TVs. Dine in or carry out by calling 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. Relax. Have a drink from the fully stocked bar or beer on tap while your order is made from the freshest ingredients. Gentili Italian Pie, 4706 Paris Avenue, is home where everybody knows your name. So bring the family to Paris and Marabout for the $5 Family Happy Hour, Tuesday through Thursday, 3 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's Gentili Italian Pie. Dine in or carry out. 504-826-9180. That's 504-826-9180. You gotta try the pie. That's the original Italian pie, located at Paris and Marabout in Gentili.
Carter Business Development delivers. For businesses to compete, they must have access. Let CBD be your bridge for business development services, radio advertising, social media marketing, brand ambassador, outreach, and access. Contact Carter Business Development at 504-400-7127 or email Eileen at tglradioshow.com. Carter Business Development creates unfolding opportunities. CBD connects the dots from where you are to where you want to be. Join the good life now with Carter Business Development. 504-400-7127. 504-400-7127. As quoted, a man who stops advertising to save money is like a man who stops a clock to save time. Let CBD save you time and give you access. Call 504-400-7127. 504-400-7127. Take the steps required for access so you can live the good life too with Carter Business Development. That's 504-400-7127.
Are you looking for a better way to get fit? Bored with the same old routines? Looking for results or a way to instill discipline in the kids? Tiger Rock Martial Arts is the answer with Taekwondo, kickboxing, and self-defense classes. Tiger Rock diversifies your training in ways that allows individuals of all ages and fitness levels to feel like a champion. Join Tiger Rock today. TigerRockNola.com or 504-455-9694. That's 504-455-9694 with a 3-class starter pack starting for only $38, which includes your training uniform. Learn, grow, and succeed with Tiger Rock's 3 convenient locations: Old Metairie, West Bank, and Clearview. There's no better time to start gaining strength, skills, and protection for life than now. 504-455-9694. 504-455-9694. See you on the mat.
Are you satisfied with your current financial position? My name is Kenneth Barnes, President and CEO of KB Enterprises, where we specialize in putting together step-by-step financial action steps for your plan for today and for tomorrow. Whether you're 50 to 85 and need assistance with your final expenses, we have coverage options for every situation. Let us put life back into your finances. Call us today at 504-914-1202. That's 504-914-1202.
When I got hit in a car accident, the insurance company tried to give me less than I knew I deserved. I called Maurice Reed Jr. He got me $150,000.
I'm Maurice Reed Jr. If you got hit in a car accident, call me, 488-HELP.
WBOK 1230 AM, the People's Station.
Welcome back to The Good Life with me, Eileen. We are here on Money Monday. We're here to open your mind.
Good life. Good life. Hey. In a different land. What it brings, yeah. What it brings. Good life.
We are back on Money Monday on The Good Life Radio Show, and I am so excited to be here today. We have some new stuff going on at The Good Life. Y'all know if I find somebody inspiring or something that inspires me or something that inspires you, I'm like, hey, join the gang. That's what it's about. Open your mind to living differently in the world, and I have no problem with changing something up or just making it work for you. So you all have responded like I did not even know possible. Well, I knew it was possible because it is The Good Life, but I didn't think you knew it was possible or what you were doing. So we have Pastor Henry Bolden III back in the studio with us today. So tell us a little bit about, I guess, I don't want to say why you're here because, well, our new segment, it'll be the last segment of every Monday. It'll be Motivational Monday because, some people are tired. They got to get their mind right. And they need that last burst of energy to just get us together. So, but you've been on, 2 shows, maybe 3 shows thus far in the last maybe 2 months or something? And tell us a little bit about your response.
It's been absolutely phenomenal. And those of you who are listening, I have not ignored your request. I'm just going down the list, trying to get in touch with as many people as I can. But through this incredible medium, this show is exposing more people to me and me to more people and connecting them to the good life. So I'm thrilled. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I'm excited that we've had the response. And, if I find somebody that touches me or is touching, somebody and gets us to move, I was like, all right, let's share the good information because that's exactly what the good life is all about. And speaking of sharing the good information, y'all have to go to the social media platform on Facebook, The Good Life Radio Show, because Pastor Bolin put this out. It's called No More Lame Excuses. And when I listened to this video, I was like, oh my goodness, this is going to be our first Motivational Monday. It motivated me. If you haven't heard it, you're about to get a little piece of it now, because it will motivate you. So tell us a little bit about this No More Lame Excuses. Because they need it today. It's Monday.
Yeah. I think the issue is people. It's one thing to be motivated, but it's another thing to have sustained momentum.
Right.
Whereby you are not at so many peaks and valleys. Just, you want to get to a point where you're stable, that you're stabilizing your momentum, and that you can move into a place of success with your sanity intact.
Right.
And so when we deal with, and that's the issue, because you go through all these things, and the great thing about it is God brings you through it with your sanity still intact. And so when I start dealing with No More Lame Excuses, it literally deals with a man in the book of Acts who was lame from his mother's womb. He had never walked, so he had a predisposition to being carried. He was conditioned mentally to think the only way he could move from point A to point B was through the vehicle of somebody else's assistance. And so I wanted to shatter that theory for people who are listening and using past excuses or past dysfunctions.
I'm raising my hand.
Or feeling like you're at a place of grave disadvantage because you've been conditioned to think, I can only eat if they feed me. I can only have this if they give it to me. So I want to dispel that notion out of your mind, that just because you started off predisposed to certain things, it doesn't mean that's the way life is going to always be for you. But that you have to be a participant in your own progress. That progress,
what does that look like?
Progress doesn't occur for you as a sideline spectator.
Right.
That you have to actually be engaged in the next level of your life. And so this man is laying there. They had relegated him to just a beggar. And people have a tendency to believe that you're always going to be who you always were. And once people label you, you have to be careful that you don't allow other people's opinion of you to become your opinion of yourself.
Hello.
And look to other people to give you their definition of you and say, oh, that's Henry, he's a drunk. You don't owe your future to your past another day in your life. Yes, that was me. That's what I've done. But if any man be in Christ, he's a brand new creature. And so you got to get rid of the lame excuses.
And especially speaking to a lot of our small business owners.
Yes.
It's Money Monday. We got to get our mind right, get ready for the week, get, empowered.
Yes.
And, we don't have to stay in that small mindset, or that,
Absolutely.
We don't have to stay in that making $50,000 a year or making, 75, 100.
Yes.
We want to, we want to grow and increase, so you want to get out of that box, because sometimes other people put you in that box.
Absolutely.
And we put ourselves in that box, too, because that's what you were talking about.
Yeah.
We put ourselves in that box.
Put yourself in the box, but I think it has all to do with who you're surrounded with. You have to survey your crowd and ask yourself, am I dreaming more or less because now you and I are closer? Am I wanting more, or am I wanting less because of who I'm acquainted with now? Because who you are acquainted with gives you a glimpse of your future state. Who you spend the most time with, who speaks into your life. Because I've said it over and over again, I'd rather eat lunch by myself than to eat with people who are not beneficial to my thoughts.
Hello.
I want to leave. If I'm eating with you, I want to get up from the table and think about what you said 3 hours later. And it makes me want to do something. It makes me want to write. It makes me want to create. It starts something. It stimulates something in me to be greater.
But you know what? I'm taking everything you say and I'm applying it through my business development firm, Carter Business Development, and inspiring our employees, because we as owners or visionaries of the business, or whatever capacity you're in, if you have anyone that's underneath you, it's our job to inspire them. You don't know what their weekend look like,
Absolutely.
but you want them to be on their A game, and to be functioning productive for the week.
Yes.
So sometimes maybe that Monday morning meeting, sometimes you need to. Everybody's not feeling it at 9 a.m.
Right.
Maybe it needs to be an 11 a.m. meeting, you know, right before you go into lunch, give them the rah-rah, and then, you know, you have it for the week. And really inspire them to, just like you said, get out of their box. Because sometimes it just takes kind words from one person that you can do it. Oh, really? You think I can do it? Oh, oh, you know what? I can do it. You know what? You're right. I can do it. You know, and you need that little push. How often have you seen that? Especially with the lane.
Every single day. I mean, I'm working on now. Well, I'm working on several books at once, actually. But
look at you! See, a multitasker.
One of the newer ones is that I'm working on a piece called "Make a Run for It." Make a run for it. But what it does is it motivates you to shift yourself out of idle positions. It jump starts you every day, because you have to find a way to be self-motivated. Your vision is what gets you out of the bed. Whether I have an alarm clock or not, I'm so driven by the fulfillment of what I see internally that makes me want to get up and start a day, whereas before I used to dread the day. What is this day going to hold? Who am I going to run into today? Now, I've shifted my perspective to say, within these 24 hours, I'm going to run into somebody that's going to extend extraordinary favor, somebody who's going to do something on my behalf because God has touched their heart or whatever it is, but that things are going to be incredibly great for me. So you have to make a run for it. And whoever you are, business owner, aspiring business owner, leader, you have to make a run for it. The Apostle Paul says in 1 Corinthians chapter 9 and 24, know ye not that they which run in a race, it's more than just you in a race. So you have to run so that you would obtain the prize. And so what many people don't realize is you actually have to prepare for it. Most people relegate the extent of their obligation to prayer. Once I prayed about it, then I just get up, dust my hands off, and I'm through with it. Right. But the truth of the matter is, after you finish praying, that's the precursor for preparation. Faith without works is dead being alone. And so many people relegate to God what God has given them the power or the empowerment to accomplish if they remain positioned, if they remain persistent, and if they take initiative every day of their life.
So I can pray, but God's like, you gotta put some motion behind that.
It's dead. If you just pray, and that's what most people do, you actually have to prepare for it. So I use the analogy, he starts talking about runners and that you have to make a run for it. Here's the issue that everybody's listening has to deal with. You have to accelerate your pace. You have to sit down and ask yourself, at the rate that I'm going right now, how long will it take me to accomplish what I desire? That you have to pick up the pace. Many of us, you have lost time in frivolous activity. You lost time in periods of being ignorant, periods of not being educated or abreast on certain things in your life. So now
trial and error.
So now you got to pick up the pace. And if you're going to lead a business, a company, a church, if you're going to lead yourself, because it's difficult to lead people if you can't lead yourself.
For real.
You got to pick up the pace. And if you're driving right now, if you're listening on your sofa, wherever you are, you got to begin to repeat this over and over again. I got to pick up the pace. I got to do something to make up for lost time.
Do one thing today that will, put you closer to your goal.
Absolutely.
And if we do one thing every day, what a difference we could make. Because it looks like it's, something really small.
Yeah.
But when those little things add up, you're like, wait, I'm a lot closer than, you turn around and you're like, hey, I did something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for every person that's striving to do something extraordinary, if you're going to accomplish it, then you have to be aware of your own parameters. That if you're going to make a run for it, one of the things that's significant is that you have to be aware of your own parameters. In other words, you got to stay in your own lane.
Ooh. Stay in your lane.
You cannot look at the success of others, and because their process seems to have happened quicker than yours, now you abandon yours and jump on that thinking you're going to have that kind of accelerated experience. You have to stay in your own lane. Know who you are. Be confident of who you are. Nobody can beat me being me. You don't want to spend your life being a cheap copy of somebody God never intended you to be. You want to thrive at being an original. I'm the best Henry Bolden there is, and I'm the third of them. So there's 1, 2, 4, but I'm better than all of them, and because I know what my parameters are. I know what I do. I know what I do great. I know what I have to work on, what's still being developed, but what I do it well. And so you have to know your own parameters. Don't let people, I think it was Clint Eastwood years ago, he says every man's got to know his own limitations. And so when you know what your limitations are, there are limitations you defy. There are some things that people said I couldn't do. I've done it 3 times better since then.
3 times better.
3 times better. At least.
Hello.
Yes,
and that's exactly what we're going to do this week.
Yes.
Y'all, this was Motivational Monday with Pastor Henry Bolden. How can they follow you? Because trust me, they're going to be blowing you up. He's a regular here on The Good Life, y'all. I found him.
You can find,
actually, Bishop R.C. Blake's found him, and I just borrowed him a little.
Yeah, so you can go to Facebook. I'm on there at Henry Bolden, Twitter, every social media. If you want to send questions or comments, you can also email me at henrybolden3@gmail.com. That's HenryBolden, the number 3 @gmail.com. And I promise you I'll respond and get back with you.
And I will put all of that information on our social media platform, and I will tag him so you can find him if you want to.
Yes.
This is The Good Life, y'all. It's Motivational Monday. Make a difference. Do not be lame.
Yes.
Open your mind, y'all.
No more lame excuses.
No more lame excuses. Open your mind. We're out.
Education is not preparation for life. Education is life itself. Hi, I'm Dr. Andre Perry, host of the new hour-long show, Free College, sponsored by the Hechinger Report. Tune in every Tuesday at 3 p.m. on